Welcome back to Colorado and Company. If you're looking for a new novel, well, we have the perfect one for you. It's called Girl in the Snow. It's a thriller written by an author born in Colorado. So the story is actually set here, but it's a fictional town. It's called Broomsville. The story begins with the gruesome discovery of a high school freshman's body and follows the search for her killer. Here's author Danya Kukafka in her own words.
I knew from a very young age. I had a lot of great teachers in Fort Collins who really fostered creative writing and reading. And when I was in 7th grade, I wrote my first short story. There was a scary story contest. It was super creepy. So from there, yeah. I had been reading a lot of books that inspired the main character of this book, Cameron. I was a sophomore in college at NYU, and I had just read The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. And that book is told from the communal we perspective, and it's about a group of boys who's watching from across the street as a tragedy unfolds inside one house. And I thought the perspective there was really interesting, and so was the tone. And so I took a lot from that book. And I also read The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is great because it really straddles the line between young adult and adult literature. And it's about a troubled but very sympathetic teenage boy. So those things sort of came together to create the character of Cameron for me. I wanted to create a fictional town because I wanted to make a town smaller than Fort Collins. Fort Collins is a large city, but I really wanted to delve into small town politics, and I felt that there actually isn't a town quite small enough on the Front Range. So. Well, I grew up here, and I had only been living in New York for about 2 years when I started the book, so much of what I knew of the world was Colorado. And also, I think I appreciate the setting much more now that I've moved away, and when I come back, it's really kind of jarring having the huge Rocky Mountains and on one side and then open plains on the other side, and then you just have all these towns tucked into the base on the Front Range. And I think that setting is very interesting and makes good fodder for sort of an ominous presence. So the three characters are Cameron, who's the teenage boy who's obsessed with the girl who has died from afar, and Jade, who's this really angsty teenage girl who hates the girl who has died, and then Russ is the police officer investigating the case. And I think I identify most with Jade because having been a teenage girl myself and having sitting in the backseat of my parents' car and looking out the window and thinking, no one understands me, no one will ever understand how I'm feeling. Every teenage girl's been there, so. The book is about teenagers, but I really think it is for adults. And I think there may be some crossover. Mature teen readers can definitely read it and enjoy it. But I really wanted to talk about how it feels to be a teenager, even as you're an adult in the adult sphere. I think there are a lot of writers who do this in a really interesting way, Megan Abbott being one of them, Celeste Ng, and Kazuo Ishiguro's Never Let Me Go is one of my favorites, talking about how teenagers feel in a really intelligent and serious way. I mean, they're people who need to be taken seriously. I learned writing a book is very hard and takes a very long time. So perseverance, definitely. And I also learned that I have the innate passion for it, which is a gift, definitely. It takes a lot every day to sit down and just do it. And I learned that I can, which was huge for me. My community in Fort Collins and even people in Boulder and Denver have been so supportive, and just the outpouring of excitement has been amazing. What surprised me the most? I think just how long it takes to get to a finished final draft of a novel surprised me. It's kind of a never-ending road, and there are still things when I'm looking through this finished copy that I would change. It's never over.
Girl in Snow is available anywhere books are sold. You can also find it online. For more information, find author Danya Kukafka on Facebook. Stay with us. We'll be right back.